There's no Christmas on Christmas Island. You dismiss the pilgrims as instigators of violence, byproducts of poverty cycles, revolutionary minds imprisoned for trying to escape circumstances, asking for second chances. They may look like rain dancers and have had it the hardest, but you see them on the shore and start sounding the sirens? Where's your conscience? This is nonsense. But how can I expect you to flinch when you wouldn't even help David Hicks through his shit? So rich in land, but say we have no space? Man, you're spaced. Man, we'd rather send a man to space than feed a face? It's a disgrace. Man, whatever happened to compassion? Huh? Not willing to legalize homosexuals and passion, but willing to keep up with the Kardashians? We're creating bastions to protect our nation. You know what would really be amazing is if we were the fuck you generation. Don't want to give in to temptation generation. Not willing to be another consumerist grazing. Tasting the fruits of a capitalist state when another boatload is turned away with hate. I bait you to make poverty history, determine their fate by opening our gates. Yes, it is our responsibility to be a reason that these children could see that there is strength to flee, than to stay and retreat to bloody battlefields, killing at will, foregoing a meal, having to steal, unable to heal. But you say it's not your problem. When it comes to their oil, you'd rob them. When it comes to their land, you would fuck them with a condom like a whore. For thousands of years there's been a war that remains the number one cause for the death of the poor. The raw truth of it all is we're safer in law but deranged in our minds, so the space of our time is a maze without shine, meaning we're blind to the signs. That is a reason we're using and abusing and ending up in mental institutions. But how can I expect you to empathize with the tribes when you barely derived life that lies beyond the lies fed by politicians spending more money on spying? So synthetic that they probably never even cried. Answering questions with manifested sound bites. Promoting free speech but don't practice what they preach. Denouncing WikiLeaks the moment they get heat. Disguised in a cape full of election promises. Once elected, promises escape. It astonishes me that there is no consequence, though if you lie under oath, there's mandatory punishment. The irony of it all is, if you're not Aboriginal, you most likely are unoriginally Australian. Ancestors were brought by a boat like animals. They try and do the same and you label them cannibals or evil like Hannibal Lecter. Detective inspectors suspect us, arrest us because our skin colour presents us as predators. When, if you look a little closer, we're as loyal as Hector of Troy, not here to destroy. People are good. The powers that be annoy. In the words of Leo Tolstoy, the truth of a state is a conspiracy designed not only to exploit, but above all, corrupt its citizens. When I was a boy, my chums were the slums, and it stunned me how they survived with no money. If they had a sore tummy, they would play a drum beat, run along in the street, ignoring the fact that they couldn't even sleep. See, ultimately, it's not your fault, because you've never had the luxury of the purity of their hearts. You know they'd love you unconditionally from the start. If someone tried to hurt you, they would rip them apart and cry tears when you finally depart. Regard you as a brother, be your second mother. If you're cold, they would cover you with whatever they've got. If you're dirty, they would shower you on the spot. I, on the other hand, I speak your language. I have the privilege of your knowledge. Some will call it having the edge. They say doing nothing is the ultimate damage, and I've been dormant about what I have seen. Spending more time integrating as a teen, adopting to carefree Western beliefs, hypnotizing the mind by a false self-esteem and forgetting what my past had already been, when I could have used up my time to educate, at least start the debate, and give every single person a space in our yard, which, if you really think about it, is not really ours. We are born, we live, and we die. We're simply caretakers of this land. That's why we rent, not buy, from Mother Nature, who in return gives us the fruit of life. End the destruction. End the repulsion. Abandon Pauline Hanson-type racism ransoms. And end the cancer that is Christmas Island. And welcome these children in silence.